What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for let me get my thing together. Hold on. For Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 572. I don't know why they don't break this thing up. Anyway, Episode 42. So, I'm going to save Nicole and Deontay for last because that was a whole situation. But let's start with Lisa and Stan. Listen, we see Stan working out, keeping it tight and right because he said, listen, if she won't, I'm going to find somebody else who will, okay? So, I just got to be ready when it's time to go down in the dungeon. Lisa checks her bank account and realizes, shit, I don't have no money. She said that she had $3,500 saved up from all her stimulus checks while she was in jail. How the hell you get a stimulus check in jail? You can't. The purpose of the stimulus checks is to make sure that you was good through the pandemic, pay your bills, stimulate the economy. You are in jail. You don't have no bills to pay while you in jail. You ain't got no economy to stimulate. All you can do is put some money on your commissary. How the fuck you come out of jail with $3,500 in stimulus money? I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna just talk about that later. We can let that go. But she realizes, shoot, I told Stan that he was gonna have to reimburse me for this hotel, but he ain't sent no money, and my money is funny. So she called Stan and said, listen, I want to talk. You know, can you come over and talk? Of course, he comes over. First thing he want to say to her is, your hair looks gorgeous. No, the fuck it don't. Stan, you are not supposed to see the extensions. You are not supposed to be able to look at her hair and see that she has extensions in her hair. You ain't supposed to be able to do that, Stan. That is not the desired outcome of her hairstyle. I'm just saying. So they get to talking. He apologizes and she apologizes because, again, they have a business arrangement and they realize that they both need to do their part and do what they agreed to do. Stan, you better come up off the money that you agreed to give her. Lisa, you better come up off that ass. That's it. That's all. That's what they got. I'm sorry. I can't make it no fancier than that. This is not a relationship. This is a business arrangement. So after they talk it out, Lisa ends up going back to, is the girl named Lisa? Yeah. She ends up going back to Stan's house and they go down in the dungeon, which is all he wanted to begin with. Listen, all of this could have been avoided, girl, is if you had just take your ass down in the dungeon that first day. But no, you had to be difficult and you had to try to turn water into wine and you tried to run a whole scam before you had your foot in the door. And Stan was like, I'm not playing them games until I get what I'm trying to get. We're not doing none of the rest of that. Now I bet you get your little car. He ain't gonna care about whether you have a driver's license or not. He done went down in the dungeon now. I bet you get everything you was trying to get. See, Lisa, you just gotta complete the contract. Rachel and what's this boy name? Junior. We're gonna call him Junior. They still at the family house. Doug, that's the band name. They still over to the family house arguing. Little Dougie is upset. He's crying. He goes and gets in the car. He tells his daddy to F off. Now, here's the thing. I get it. That is disrespectful of a child to talk to their parent that way. But this boy has been around his father 40 days out of his, how old is he? Maybe 8 or 9? I don't even know how old little Dougie is. But he has been around his daddy for 40 whole days. He don't know that man. He got teachers in school that he's been around longer than he's been around his daddy. So is it right for him to talk to his dad like that? Nope. He said, where's the dad I thought I was getting? I thought I was getting the nice dad. I thought I was getting the fun dad. Like, you hear him and you hear the pain in his voice. Now, all the while this is going on, Dougie's sister is still cussing and going off. And she tells Rachel, listen, Junior is a dog. First of all, he gonna dog you out. He gonna have 3-4 other women. Second of all, he going back to jail, so don't even get used to it. Don't get happy to see him. Don't think that this is what's going to be the long term, because he going back to jail. Because that's what he does. He gets in trouble and he goes back to jail. His father is like, give him a chance. Damn, like he ain't been out of jail for 3 days. Give him a chance to do what's right. Well, considering he done already broke parole on camera, I really don't hold my breath that he gonna be around long. So then the next day we see, because they end up leaving, of course. So then the next day we see Rachel trying to talk to him and tell him, you need to do better with your son. Like, maybe we need to go to some sort of family therapy or something, but you need to do better with your son. Like, you can't talk to him like that. Like, you can't come in here like you running something when at the end of the day, he don't know you. He doesn't know who you are. And your family, yes, you had one sister that took care of him. You had another sister that felt like she didn't do a good job. But at the end of the day, we weren't even supposed to be there. And she said, I'm not even trying to bring a child into this. If you're going to, he was like, what you mean? Who you think you talking to? Now, remember, if you go back to my first review, I was a little worried about them because I said he talked to her crazy and she seemed to like it and think it's cute. And I was like, that is a recipe for abusive relationship down the line, the way he was talking to her. Although in this scene, Rachel seemed to put her foot down and Rachel seemed to have a little bit of earth with her. He was like, who you think you talking to? She was like, either you gonna get with the program or you can leave. I said, okay, Miss Rachel. I see you, girl. Yes, Rachel. Lord. We got Anissa. And what's this boy name? I'm sorry, he not a boy, he a man. But Anissa and Jeff. So Jeff decides to tell Anissa's best friend his deep dark secret. And the deep dark secret is that he has a child that he didn't know about. Woman he used to date back in the day. She got pregnant, had a baby. He called the hospital because he got locked up. He was in jail before she had the baby. The mother answered the phone and told him, it's not your child. Don't call her ever again. He said, but he always suspected it was his. So when he got in the halfway house, they got reconnected. And he decided to get a DNA test. And the blood test came back positive. So that's his son. So he is like, I'm going to tell her, but give me time to tell her. I'm going to tell her my way. And, of course, the best friend was like, yeah, if he don't tell her, I am, because that's not the kind of secret that you need to be keeping from her. Again, why he felt the need to tell the best friend, I don't know. And, honestly, it really ain't that big of a deal at the end of the day. Okay, so you had a child you didn't know nothing about. It's not like you abandoned the child. You ain't know it was your child. The woman told you it wasn't yours, and you was in jail, so what could you do anyway? He said that he is going to, get him a job. What did he say he wanted to do, y'all? Lord, I forgot. But he gonna get him a good job. He gonna get his teeth fixed. He want 3 things. He gonna get his teeth fixed. He gonna get him a car, and he is gonna get him some Gucci pants. I don't know why out of all the things he could possibly be wanting, he want Gucci pants. But I can say that I can appreciate that the first thing on his list was to fix his teeth. Man, I got some teeth issues my damn self. But baby, what he working with, I'm just glad that that was the first item on his list when he get rich. Now, I don't know if he gonna get rich, but I just hope that he get a job with a good dental plan. That's it. That's it. Brittany and Ray. Brittany wakes up. She said Ray is a love machine. She said that they had a good time consummating their marriage and relationship. And she is here for all of it, okay? Now, while they are laying in bed, she thought they were just going to have a nice leisurely day in the bed together. And Grandma done called Ray and said that she want to bring him some food. Listen, Grandma is keeping her eye on Brittany, okay? Grandma is not playing with either one of them. She is keeping a close leash on Miss Brittany. So, of course, Brittany don't want to hear. Brittany ain't happy about it. Brittany don't want Grandma to come over. She was like, well, dang. I mean, she just saw you yesterday. Didn't you just see him yesterday? I don't understand these people that have a problem with the family members wanting to be around their family. Like, he been locked up. His family hasn't seen him. Like, I get it that y'all all in love and y'all making googly eyes at each other and all that's cool. But at the end of the day, he has a family that don't know nothing about you and just met you. Like, his family wants to see him and spend time with him. And I feel like that's real fucked up and selfish for her to even insinuate that she has a problem with it. Much less come right out and say it, which is what she did. So then she tells him that, well, I haven't told my family about you yet. And he was like, oh, so I'm a secret. She was like, no, you're not a secret. I just want to give them time to just get used to the idea. So you mad that his grandmother, who does want to see him, wants to come over, but he's supposed to be understanding about your family who don't want to have nothing to do with him or you at this point. Girl, bye. So Grandma comes over, honey. Grandma bring him some clothes. Grandma bring him some food and some more stuff. And she is like, so does she cook for you? I mean, because, you take care of your man, honey. And she lets her know, listen, at the end of the day, I got my eye on you. I don't know you, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you with my grandson or his heart. And she got a problem with the fact that her family it don't, is it coming around or seems to have a problem. She was like, oh, so you're ashamed of him? Is that what it is? You're ashamed of my son, of my grandson? I'm not ashamed of him, but I just don't want my family to judge him. And so I just think we just need to, work our way into that. Well, from what it looked like, your family ain't going to accept him. Girl. Anyway, yeah. So that's a whole mess. And again, I feel like Ray is going to catch on really quick, and he is not going to be happy with it. And at the end of the day, what grandma wants him to know is, baby, if you want to come home, you can come home. You don't need to have no parts of this, okay? If you want to come, I got a place for you to stay. Grandma got you. I feel like that's what she was saying. So, Courtney and Josh, listen, at the end of the day, I feel really bad for Courtney, y'all. Did she make a dumb decision? Absolutely. And she put her, she put her career on the line. She lost a job that she said she really liked, that she was good at. She went to jail. She's a felon now. I don't even know where she's working at this point. But this man, remember they quarantined together for 14 days, but then he has to go and stay with his aunt because she's a felon. They can't live together, even though they're legally married. They can't live together right now while he's on probation. So her thing is, listen, we don't have but 2 weeks together. We need to be getting it in. We need to be making all the time that we have together. Like, we need to be enjoying these 14 days, because at the end of these 14 days, you're going to be with grandma, and Lord knows when the next time I'm going to see you and we're going to have some alone time, some grown-up time. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. She said this man won't even touch me. Like, it's like he don't enjoy sex. So then they end up having a conversation, and he was like, well, I mean, you don't do what you need to do. You don't make it enjoyable. And she was like, well, what is it that I'm not doing? And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I felt bad for her, because, I mean, who the hell wants to hear that they not good in bed? But I feel like he's insinuating that there's some things that she could be doing that she's not doing, some things that he enjoys that she doesn't want to do, even though he was on the phone talking all that shit, talking about how he was going to make love to her this way, that way, on the kitchen countertop, on the bathroom floor, in the shower, on the back porch. You know what I'm saying? And now he talking about something he can't even really get it up. I mean, do you miss your boyfriend? So I feel bad for Courtney, because I'm like, at the end of the day, girl, you put your whole life in jeopardy for this man who, he didn't even seem to be real concerned about it. Like, he didn't even seem to feel like, I don't know. I just felt bad for her. I feel really bad for her. All right, last but not least, let's go on and get to this Deontay and Nicole situation. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Nicole, you are lucky that ain't nothing ever happened to you, because you be playing way too many games, and you play dumb, but you are not. You are very calculated, and you know exactly what you're doing. First of all, let me give a shout out to Dante, excuse me. He's very active on social media, so y'all can go follow him over on Instagram. He goes live a lot, and he can't spill things about the show that we haven't seen, but he definitely has given some insight on some stuff that we do see. And he did an interview with Sherelle's World, which again gave you a little more insight on some of what he is, and you get a different perspective. But shouts out to him. So he rolled up on old boy and was like, "Who is this? Who is this?" Because remember last week we left off with him rolling up, and I was hoping that it wasn't like that they wasn't like playing games with us, because y'all know how they like to show us something, and then like I was sitting there thinking, now is that like, watch, that's gonna be like the Uber driver, and she had ordered some food, and that was the Uber man about to give her food. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was real. It was really Zach, her ex-boyfriend, that she had called to hang out with him, and Deontay lost it. When I say Deontay cussed her out, he didn't go too hard on Zach. He really went off on her, which I can appreciate, because that's who you need to go off on, because it ain't Zach's fault. He ain't know what he was walking into, but she knew exactly the game she was playing. Baby, Deontay took all that stuff out his car. He threw it at her. It was raining. He threw the teddy bear. He threw some shoes. He threw whatever. I guess he was holding on to some gifts that he had bought her, and he was going to like slowly give it to her. I don't know. But he threw all that stuff in the street and told her, F it. Like, it is what it is. You playing games. You can't spend time with me. You can't give me the nookie, but you got time to spend time with everybody else. Yeah, we ain't playing them games. I got a problem with that. So later on in the episode, she ends up coming home, and her mom's wife is sitting on the porch waiting for her, and her mother lets her have it. Now, come to find out, she said that she went on and slept with Zach. She said, I mean, He was the last person that I had sex with before I went to jail. And I mean, Deontay was already mad. So I figured, oh well, might as well, go ahead. This man has been begging you. I mean, begging you to give him a piece of nookie since you got out of jail, and you rolled over and gave it to another dude. So at the end of the day, you just don't want him. You want what he can do for you. And baby, when I tell you that her mother let her have it, her mother laid her out. And her mother told her, you are a user. And you know that man cares about you. And you are doing him wrong. And that is disrespectful. And he deserves better than that. And you need to call and apologize to him, because what you're doing is wrong and how you treating him is wrong. And she was just like, but I do like him. I mean, but I just, but girl, at the end of the day, you don't know what you want. You like what he can do for you. You never felt him like that. I'm not saying you don't have no feelings for him, but you don't love him like he love you. You playing games because you know he will and he won't. And he told you better get him to get your boob job because I ain't paying for it. I said, I know that's right, Deontay. I know that's right. So anyway, y'all, that is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.